Hi, it's Karen at RT Systems. We are going to meet the new TYT UVL-15W handheld radio. We're going to meet it in person, and we're going to meet it through the program. And as I sat here and played with it, setting it up to show it to you, I found several details that you're going to be really glad to know about when you start programming your radio so you can get the very best use out of it. First of all, let's look at the radio. You see I have a programming cable plugged into the side of it. This is a real typical 2-pin mic jack. You know these mic jacks, they come on a vast majority of Bofang radios. They come on other TYT radios. They come on Retevis radios. And you probably already have a collection of 2-pin cables. You may have the RT Systems USB K4Y, and you may have right angle connectors from a lot of different sources. Try them. Feel free to. Let me see if I can show you what will and will not work. We're going to go to Device Manager. And will it work or will it not? Let's turn the radio off for a minute. Notice it shifted. That's what you're looking for. And notice it shifted again. Ports, common LPT. USB serial device. That's what you want it to say. If your cable says anything other than that, it isn't going to work. We'll just leave it at that. The USB K4Y identifies as a K4Y. Other cables identify as the CH340. That's a real common chip these days. I did run into a Retevis cable. Let's unplug this. And let's plug this Retevis cable in. And notice it did not move. That's a good sign. It's not a guarantee, but it's a good sign that this cable has a chance of working because it does not have electronics in its head. Cable with electronics looks like this. It shifts and it tells you what it is. Now, I have another cable. I'm plugging it in, and notice nothing shifts. This is the cable for the Bofang DMR radios. Same pin spacing, but it won't work because it's wired differently. This cable is the RT Systems USB 74. It's the same cable that the TYT DMR radios use. It's the same cable that the Anytone DMR radios use, so you may already have one, and it'll set up a COM port when the radio is on. When the radio is not on, the COM port won't be there. So we start with communications and get data from radio. And we tell you here the USB 74, that of course is our designation. Turn the radio on and click OK. And it works. Just that quick and easy. And there's no change because this is a default radio and it has memories. It has zones. Oh, is this a DMR radio? It has scan lists. Huh, is this a DMR radio? VFOs and call channels. Let's go back and talk about these. Memories. These are typical memories. I can copy and paste out of another RT Systems programmer. I can import from an Excel file. I can use the built-in external data. I like using Repeater Book. And I'm going to do it for Otis, Massachusetts and 50 miles around it and tell it OK. And I have quite a list here, starting with my near ones and going out to my far ones, and I can create my file. Now I have memories. So I wondered about this being a DMR radio. Nope. Analog only. FM and narrow FM are the two choices you get. So what do these zones do? I can rename it, edit, and I can put 128 in it, so I can put quite a list into a zone. These are purely for organization. You can name them whatever you want to name them. You can use them in any order you want, and you can put the same channel in multiple zones. At any time you can click edit and see what's in it. Rearrange here if you want your channels in a different order when they go to the radio. Scan lists. I have 16 of them. I can rename them as I want. I can put in them what I want. I may be taking a trip, and this is the first group, these 10, and the next group are the next 10, and the next group are the next 20, and it goes on like that. Again, it's a matter of organization. But now that you have everything organized, how are you going to use it? Think about it. How do you make this radio scan? That's the next thing you need to ask yourself. You also need to ask, how do I access these zones? So we're going to go to Settings and Radio Menu Settings and see what we can find out here. You can see here on Common 1 some of the very basic settings. I want it to be in memory, both top and bottom. Set your squelch so it doesn't scream at you after you program it. Common 2 has other settings that you might want to touch up to get great performance from your radio, including GPS. This radio has APRS functions, but what I want are keys and menus. This is so I can turn menus off. So what that boils down to is if you're never going to do signal system, turn it off. Then you don't have to look at it in the menu when you're looking for something else. What I'm interested in is PF1, PF2 top. PF1 and PF2 are over here on the side of the radio. Top is this orange button up at the top. So I look down through the list and I can turn them off, set them to none, but I have zone select. Now I can select my zone. Scan and scan list. I saw those in the list when I was picking from them. Scan apparently is going to make it scan, and scan list will let me pick a scan list. And notice I can set those on those 3 buttons, short and long press. I can set them on the menu key and the back key. Digit key 0 through 9, I can change any of the keys on the keypad to do a set function. Lots of things to change on here. We're going to close, we're going to apply changes and close, we're going to communications, and we're going to send data to radio and tell it okay. Everything goes just fine and we're up and running. You see the names at the top. You see the frequency under it. The top and the bottom are in memory mode and the bottom display is active. So what if I want to do a zone? So I press the PF1 key. See, it's telling me zone mode is off right now. I'm going to down arrow and I'm going to press menu to select it. And then I'm going to press back to get out of it. Now, let's go to zones in this file. Notice right here it says zone. So the bottom part of the display is in this zone while the top part is not. I'm in the bottom part of the display and I turn the knob. And I picked this one, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's come out of this. Look at the channel numbers. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 11. I am locked into that zone. That's what I wanted it to do. That's what I asked it for. So let's look at scanning. I'm going to go to the top this time. And if I scan now, notice those channel numbers. I'm scanning everything. Okay, let's stop it from scanning. I'm going to push the button on the top. And look, scan list is off, which means it's scanning everything. I had set one to local and one to scan list 1. Let's choose local this time. Press menu and back. And now I'm on number 20. Let's look back in the program. This doesn't include number 20. Let's see what we get. Watch those numbers, and I'm just getting 0 through 10. That's all that's in this group. They can be set to separate scan groups. They can be set to separate zones. They cannot both be set to scan at the same time. They will scan one or the other, but they can scan 2 different scan lists. So, a little more to know about this radio, a little more to help you get it set up and get the best use out of it. Hope this helps. This is Karen, and remember, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. 73s.